Hey, what's up everybody? In the previous tutorial, we actually finalized our Contacts Associate plugin. So now it's time to write some unit tests for it, right? Exactly. And today we will write a simple unit test without any external libraries, just to show you how you can do that manually. We won't test the whole logic. We will test everything except for this query. So we will pretend that this service.retrieve multiple always returns the value that we need. And we will actually test this query in the next episode, where we will use an external library to actually kind of validate this query. You'll see what this is all about. But today I would just like to start simple and do it manually without any external libraries, so that you see that it's possible, that it's not that hard to write your own mocks. So yeah, let's just get started. So as I said, we will mock this service and this retrieve multiple in a way that it always returns the right value, or the value that we need. So yeah, let's make this mock, shall we? So I'll start by going to Solution Explorer, and inside my plugins tests, inside the mocks folder, I'll just right click, add new item, mock mock organization service, and that will be public, and that will implement our organization service. Let's implement this class, and as you can see, there's a whole bunch of methods in here. We don't really need anything except for this retrieve multiple here. And again, we're not really worried so much about how this method actually works. We'll worry about that in the next tutorial. Today, let's hack this a little. So what we will do is I'll create a new field, public, and yeah, first, so this retrieve multiple returns this entity collection. So we will make a mock that returns exactly what we need, essentially. So I'll just copy this entity collection, paste it in here, public entity collection, retrieve multiple result, and that'll be public property get set equals new entity collection. Okay, just in the context example, this will be a very simple mock. So, and we will initialize this mock organization, and I just realized I spelled that wrong, no worries. Yeah, I won't worry about that at all. And so we have this retrieve multiple result, which we will set statically, because we only need one request we are only making one request to the service. So what I'll do is I'll just use this retrieve multiple result in here. Instead of this show new not implemented, I'll just do return this thing. And here goes our mock, actually, that's it. So as I said, this is not the complete test. We're not testing this query yet, but we will do that in the next tutorial as promised. But today, let's add a new file here, new with existing item, actually add new item, and this will be account associate, actually contact associate tests. This will be public class contact associate, and that will be our test class. And inside we have one public void test contacts associate test, and that'll be our test method, just as Visual Studio suggests. And in here, we just want to use this associate contact on create. So I'll do var plugin equals new associate contacts on create, and right click, quick actions, add reference, and here goes our plugin. So now I can do plugin.action, and inside we need a context. So I'll do var ctx equals new mock plugin execution context like that. And inside this context, we need, we just need, actually, I'll just create a target. So var target equals new entity. And this will be our contact. So our entity will be, our target will be an entity, and I'll just include this core assembly, so this is resolved. And inside this target, the only attribute that we need, that we actually care about, is called this account. Let me just copy it from here. So I'll just go back to my plugin and copy this email attribute. So that's one thing that I need. And I'll also need this account attribute, this thing. So yeah, I'll need both of these. And yeah, so inside target, I just want to implement this email attribute, and that will be equal to test@domain.com. And now I can put this target into my context. So I'll do city, actually input parameters equals, or let's just do it that way. So context dot add input parameters dot add, and that'll be target. Let's add this target into this target input parameter like that. So there goes our context. We can now use that inside this action. And now for the organization service, I can do var service equals new mock organization service. And within this organization service, we have our retrieve multiple result, which will be equal to new entity collection. And this entity collection actually takes in a list of entities. Very, very, very convenient. So I'll just do new list list entity like that. And inside here, I have to, so this retrieve multiple result is exactly what we will be returning to our plugin. And if you look closely, so all these things are in here, and we actually don't need all these attributes. We only care about this parent customer ID, if you remember. And all this fluff just to get one single result. So we don't actually care what this returns just yet. Let's just say that this service.retrieve multiple always returns exactly what we need. And exactly what we need in this example means a new entity. It will be another contact. That's important that it's spelled correctly. And I will just create an ID for this contact separately. So var contact, or actually account ID equals GUID, new GUID. And inside here, so the contact that I expect to get here, if you remember from the previous episode, must have status equal to 0, but we don't really care about this in the actual code. It must have the parent company set, and the email address field must be like this email domain. We don't really care about this this condition later on in the code. We only care about this field. And if we assume that this retrieve multiple always returns exactly what we need, the only thing that we need to set here is this parent customer ID. So let's do exactly that. So in this result that I'm setting here, I'll just set this account attribute, and that will be equals to new entity reference, and this will be account, and the GUID for this will be this account ID. I'm just saving this account ID separately so that I can compare it later on in the when I'm doing my asserts. You'll see what I mean. So yeah, I believe that's actually it. So this retrieve multiple result needs to return one contact, it doesn't really have to have any ID or anything. We just needed to have this account attribute set. And now that I have my service, I can pass it in here. And the third thing that I will do is I'll just put null as my trace here because I don't use that. And now I can test if this plugin works. So I'll do assert. And actually I need to, I'll do assert dot are equal. And inside here I will do, so I'm comparing this account ID, and this account ID needs to be equal to whatever is written in the target. So I will extract this target account right here. So var var target account equals target, and I will take a look at this account attribute as entity reference. So if this target account, and I'll name it target account ref, if this references .id, if this is equal to account ID, then I am sure that this plugin actually works as it should. And this is testing the happy path, I would call that. And we will write 2 more tests where not all of these attributes are set. So let's see if, let's try to debug the plugin and to see how it executes. So I'll do click on and debug. Cannot find, interesting. Okay. Okay, let's step through these steps. This initialization is okay. The only thing that I care about here is this plugin.action. So I'll step in. Now let's see if the target is returned. Looks like it is. And if I check it, attributes, keys, I can see that I have my domain. So let's see if that plugin extracts this domain. Okay. And looks like it does. We have this domain.com. Now this query, we don't really care about it so much at the moment. We just care about the results. And if I check the results, I can see that we have one entity. And this ID is 0, which doesn't really matter, but it has this parent customer ID, which is important. So I will step right here. We have one contact, and we will just try to extract this account from here. And the final thing that we will do is just assign the same account to our target. So let's see if the assert works. Continue. It actually does. We just wrote a oversimplified unit test, but I believe this is very useful so that you can see that you can pretty much do everything except for these service calls right within the plugin without any additional mocks whatsoever. So that's the first step. One other thing that we can do is we can copy this plugin here and we can test for some more edge cases. Let's see. There is one edge case that we didn't really handle well. Okay, we can test if the target is null. We can do that straight away. Null target. And so if the target is null, so by commenting this line, I'll essentially remove the target from here. And now I need to test that that this thing is actually I'll do it the other way. So if the target is null, then this shouldn't exist. So what I'll do is assert dot is null or is false. Yep, like that. So then I'll do target dot contains, or actually target dot attributes dot contains key and account key, like that. So if the plugin doesn't run, there is no chance that, well, maybe there is a chance if we set it automatically, but just because of our plugin, the target should not get any account set. So I'll just, actually I don't even, let's just keep it that way. So if I run the test, let's see what this does. One passed, so it looks like that's okay. So we tested this scenario. So if target is null, we can also check the scenario if the email attribute is null. What happens if we remove that? So if I copy that, the whole test again, no email. And if I do, so email address, if I remove this field from the target, then, and if I return the target back, then if I run the test again, I have a success again. Okay, so we tested this condition, we test this condition. We won't really be, now this is one example that's not really, that won't really work actually. If there are issues. Let me show you. So one thing that can happen here is if I copy that test one more time, contact associate, and if I do invalid email, and inside this email, if I just do test, if the email doesn't have this domain, what happens? Let's see what happens here. So if I do run, I believe this should crash. One failed. Okay, perfect. Let's see. So yeah, if the test doesn't have any domain, then the test crashes, of course. But we can check that. We can check if this actually exists. So if email attribute index of greater than, or actually lower than 0. So that means if this doesn't, if @ sign is not found here, or actually email attribute dot length is if that is lower or equals to index of, I believe this. So in this case, we would like to return as well. I believe that's how I should test this. So if the email is malformed, then we don't want to do anything else as well here. So let me try to run the test again and see if that works. And it looks like it works. So there's that. So the email is safe now. Okay, we're not testing the query. We'll do that in the next episode. We can also check the condition if no attributes, if nothing is returned from the service. So we'll just copy the test, no matches. So if there are no matches, this means that this result will not return anything inside this result. We can actually just remove that and that'll just work. And in this case, the account attribute is also not set. So let's see if that works. So run. One passed. Okay, we tested that. So matched account. Okay, that's all fine. And we won't test this specific scenario because this is really a gray area and shouldn't really happen in practice. You could test that yourself. But I believe we tested most of the obvious use cases. Let me know down in the comments if I forgot any other edge cases. But yeah, that was in the nutshell how to create your own organization service mock and how to make some unit tests by hand without any external library, without any external magic. I believe it's very useful to, that you've seen that, even though this was a very long video. Sorry for that. But in the next video, we'll check out another library called Fake XRM Easy, where we will actually, this library allows you to run a local version of Dynamics in your Visual Studio. That's actually not the case, but it emulates the behavior, but you'll see that in the next tutorial. Let's not make this tutorial any longer. So thank you very much for staying. I hope that was useful and see you in the next one. Cheers, bye.